Okay, new day, new live stream. Welcome everyone, how are you doing? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. So, how's your day been so far? You good? Today is Thursday. We have some news at 4 p.m. But I don't know what the impact may be, but make sure you trade safe around that hour, no? And then tomorrow should be more interesting on Friday. So let's see what we get, no? But hope you're good. How's your week been so far? So, get everything nicely organized. My day was interesting. Went to a potential new accountant this morning because I have to register my business stuff in France. For many years, it was in the Netherlands, but of course now I moved to France, so I got to register everything in France. So that's what I did in the morning. Some admin related stuff. Yoshi, welcome. Andrew, bullish CVD building. Notice the same about looking for lower. The 886 is touched. And there is an 886. I'm so lost. Answered your own question. Doesn't mean the bullish CVDs can't play out, right? So if you're in an impulse and you look for 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? You can just already be in a second 4 and just expect one more low in a 5. But yes, the 886 is touched. So, and that is basically the meaning of the title. So of course that is very short. In the Netherlands we would say kort door de bocht. That is very to the point, but quite literally, the title equals 886. I mean, that's that. Thomas, welcome. Good day all around the world. Exactly, everyone coming in from all over the place. I guess it can come back at a later time after we take out 62.5. 62.5. That is possible. That is possible. We have a scenario for that, but that would be this. So yeah, so either you have your flat, we're gonna do everything in detail, I'm just answering some questions in the beginning. So either of course a flat, but the fact that price came down here and this doesn't really count that nice. I gotta look if this is a 5 waiver, but you either look for of course a flat to get up that high, or alternatively you would need to have the impulse as just explained, where you have 3, 4, 5. This is the end of blue 3. And then this is another 4. And then you go for another 5. But by all means, you don't want to hit 62.6 in that case. But we're going to cover everything in the analysis. So we're going to focus on the lower time frames. And then we have enough time to answer many questions and go into chatting and Q&A and stuff. For the upcoming hour. Cole, welcome. Ace, ahoy, Koen. I'm wondering if you still have hope for 62.6. My scenario is a leading diagonal where we are currently in an ABC or 5-wave impulse. Down where wave B, wave 2 is targeting. 1 second here. 62.6. So that's also taking the high. That means the naked point of control. My scenario is a leading diagonal to the upside then, I suppose, from 49K, where we are currently in an ABC or 5-wave impulse down, where wave B / wave 2 is targeting. That would be very shallow for a wave B or 2, no? Going only to 62.6 if this is your first leg down in that case. But yeah, I'll cover the waves from my perspective. Hopefully useful, of course. Saraga, QZ World, Zabruder, welcome. Solid Fab, Sam. Yo, Solid Fab, I didn't yet see a website to buy your pipes, or at least, you know, because you don't know, like there might be people in the community that are like, oh damn man, I got this like motorbike or I got this car and I need a sick sounding like, you know, like car or motorbike. So, you know, quick little search in Discord, boom, website, Solid Fab, making his own stuff. Yeah, love to see it. Sam, welcome. Muratsi, Tara, welcome. Mr. Ding Ding Mo. Enjoy the French bureaucracy. Yo, I mean, like my wife has more of a struggle than I because I do have a French passport, but she doesn't. And she also doesn't have a European passport because the UK decided to go Brexit. So she has to get in the system through a visa. And then because I have a French passport, she needs a visa for, I don't know, 1 year or 2 years or 3 years max. I'm not sure, somewhere there. And then she can eventually apply for a passport through me or something like this. I mean, bureaucracy. I really dislike all the government admin stuff. It's just not my thing. But luckily, an agency is helping my wife to get all of that sorted. Christian, welcome. Trying to learn PineScript. Jeez. Wait, Sam, you want to develop your own indicators? Bina, welcome. Good to have you here. I'm still here and I'm making it green again. And that's exactly what we like to hear. Yeah, Bina, price moved to the downside as we, of course, expected in the updates yesterday, right? So yesterday, the probabilities were higher to move down, or was it 2 days ago? I'm actually not sure, Bina. I think it was here on Tuesday, right? On Monday, Tuesday, probabilities were higher to go down. And I remember you had like a stop at like 60, no? So, yeah, pretty much hit the 60. So hopefully it's well managed, right? Risk management is important. Everyone will incur losses at some point, but you don't want to get the mother of all losses, right? Like just get wiped out for like 50% of your portfolio and then that's that. George, welcome. Alexandra, Karim. Yeah, trying to develop the CVD in AGDR style in TradingView. Okay, I see. Wow. And do you have any coding experience, Sam? Also, Sam, what I recommend you to do is to write a message to Mr. Friends in Discord. Great guy. And I'm in touch with him all the time. And he knows a lot about this stuff. So if you are interested in stuff like this, shoot him a message in Discord. Just sending him a DM. And he is the one that, for example, in the current CVD indicator here, made the lines as well. And he knows a lot about that stuff. So that would be recommendation. Just say like, yo, you know, like I'm coding, like I'm learning PineScript, trying to do something with CVD on TradingView, la di la la, you know, and then just say, oh yeah, Koen told me you know a lot about this shit. So Dutch Digital, how you doing, yo? Mark, Dutch Digital, how you doing, Mark? Thanks for popping in. Good to have you here. Non-tapath Kong Supap Siri, welcome. Geopolitical nonsense. Yeah. In Leiden, we celebrate the victory of the Spanish 84. Mark loves to make paella, by the way. He shared a picture in Discord of his paella. Joe, welcome. Good to have you here. Okay, let's start, everyone. Let's start. So, we are gonna mainly focus on the 1 hour time frame, and if there are questions about any other time frames, then of course we can answer them during the live stream. But let's focus on the local stuff first. And then because that's also what the thumbnail is about. So, by the way, I actually got to research if putting ads off or on in a live stream works against you. So currently the ads are off because I don't want to bother your viewing experience. But I wonder if YouTube cuts your reach if you turn the ads off. Would be interesting to know. I got to ChatGPT that later. We don't talk about Googling anymore. Anyway, let's start. So on the 1 hour time frame, as you can see, I have 3 folders, right? And we have a little bit more information to play with compared to the morning update. Not that the probabilities changed, but actually the probabilities have increased. Just short, like straight to the point, to take out this low. That was already the probability of this morning. But locally, price has now also touched the 886 Fibonacci. And the 886 Fibonacci is important in Elliott waves because if you want to count a wave 1, 2, and then move up to potentially much higher prices, right? In a wave 3, the 886 is very rare for a wave 2. It is more common for a wave B or a wave X. Increasing the probabilities, any move up coming off the 886 is a wave C or Y or part of some other corrective structure. And then therefore, you still expect price to move down later to take out the lows. And the 886, as proven on the channel for already 1 year and 7-8 months, is an incredible tool to get a good idea of probabilities, while at the same time it is so simple, right? You pull it on the chart, if it's hit, you know, okay, like probabilities are now higher to take out the low. Even though if you get an A, B, C, possible to take the high and then you take the low later, right? So it's just probabilities, but the probabilities after an 886 touch to take out this low in this case is very high. And yeah, of course, for everyone that's been following the content, you know probably about the 886 probabilities. Same was true over here. This one candle here hit the 886, this gray one, we moved up and then came down later again. So, and also it happened over here as well, by the way, on the lower time frame, same thing. And you will see it a lot on the chart. And because this is a downtrend, you want to pull the 886s from lows to highs, right? From lows to highs, that's what you're aiming for. And only if you create at least a bigger three-wave structure can you also start pulling them from the high to the low, but yeah, we're not there. And for now, we have an 886 at the low. So that's the probabilities in a nutshell. Now, with regards to the scenarios, right, in confluence with the 886, of course, we still have the impulse to the downside. This is your most bearish scenario, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Now, as explained in the beginning of the stream, not during the analysis here, there is the potential, and I am aware that you could have a finished first impulse here. 3 is finished. So a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completed with the low, right? It has potential. We can't, like, because price took out this low, it has to be considered. And therefore, it also has to be considered that the price action here currently is going to be a blue 4, and then you get another move down in a blue 5 to then finish a impulsive structure to the downside. End your wave 5. Get the point of control on the chart. So the point of control can act as support, and below the point of control, we quite deep also still have stuff going on here. But yeah, and then eventually after you have 5 waves down, you're going to be looking for 3 waves up and then another move to the downside, taking out this low. So if price takes out this low, there is the potential to finish this move to the downside, and then of course look for signs of strength and get a bigger bounce going. Instead of, one second here, cooking, and then this, instead of 3, another 4, and another 5. That's the question. Do you get another 4 and then another 5 down, or do you end this impulse, 3, 4, 5, and then move up? We will know, like, it also depends on how long this range is. If we are working on a wave 4 here, preferably takes a little bit longer. So let's see what we get. But by all means, probabilities remain high to take out that low. And once we take the low, you do get in the potential ending wave 5 phase of an impulse, where shorting becomes more risky than longing, really. So no financial advice, but that's from an, of course, Elliott wave point of view is the case. Once you're in the 1-2s, right, you don't want to long, you want to go into shorts. And once you get into 4-5s, you know, looking for signs of strength and support and areas of support and where could price bounce and what do my levels say, that's going to be a lot more interesting. But yeah, we're still looking for the low to be taken. This is your most bearish scenario, and the reason why is because you have a 5, you look for a 3 and another 5. So yeah, the second scenario here also still leads to price taking out this low. in this case, and I should actually now am I gonna remove this? No, I'll just leave it on the chart for now. So here we have a double zigzag, ABC, correction, ABC. It's the same like result. You're looking for price to still take out this low. Now, preferably in such a scenario, you actually do hit the 618 here at 62.6. And the reason is it invalidates a wave 4. So it invalidates an impulse. As long as you don't hit 62.6 before taking out this low again, the probabilities are there for a potential impulse down. So, it has to be considered. Now, one of the ways to move up to 62.6 would be a flat A, B, and then a wave C. But yeah, it depends on local price action. But then again, the result is the same. And Elliott waves is very good for directional bias. So my directional bias at the moment is bearish, taking out the low. Then we take it from there. We know support areas. And then it's a matter of observing the reaction at those support areas. No. Now, wave B can be any corrective structure. It does not have to go to the 618, right? It already hit the 0.5 Fibonacci taken from the high to the low of A. Wave B can be WXYs, can be triangles, can be flats, can be zigzags, can be anything. But it would be ideal if B first hits 62.6 just to invalidate an impulse. That's the only reason. It would make our life a little bit easier. Basically. And if it doesn't and you get a move down here, we have to be aware of at least the potential WXY, where this is then A, B, C. But you're going to look for the same thing, right? So just like an impulse, so this is like, yes, it's a different scenario, might look complex, but it's the confluence between the scenarios. So in both of the scenarios, you're still looking for price to take the low. And in both of the scenarios, you're looking to either finish 5, right? Or finish C, which means that as price moves down, it starts to become very interesting to look for signs of strength. And then unrelated of what this move down is, we will have a good idea, of course, but you don't even really have to know. Depending on the move to the upside, the bounce that you then get, that is where even more clarity comes in. Because if this is a WXY, right, to the downside, where we then finish an ABC at support and we see signs of strength, and price moves up impulsively, that's what we want to see. So if we get an impulse up, probability is higher that this move down is a double zigzag. If we get a corrective structure to the upside, it's a mess, boom, flat structure, right? Yeah, we're going to look down. So it's the confluence between the two scenarios at the moment. The two higher probability scenarios is still looking for a 5, still looking for price to take out the low at least once more. And also in a double zigzag, we're actually still looking for price to take out that low. And then we'll take it from there. So that's the confluence. And then in the bullish scenario, you finish C. And in the bearish scenario, you finish 5. And then you, in both scenarios, you look for a bit of a bounce. Signs of strength, price to move towards the upside. Depending on how low price goes here, by the way, right? We don't yet know. We'll have to wait and see. But if it goes to, let's say, the point of control, which is around 59.5, and we pull a fib, a minimum target would be 62.2K for a retracement up. And if we do move to the support that I have here lower at around 57.9 minimum, then a bounce to 61.2 would be a minimum target. Commonly 62 to 64, 05786. Interesting. So that is the confluence between these two scenarios. The only scenario where you basically move up and take out 66K without taking the lows is what you see on the chart. Finish WXY, lower probabilities for two reasons. First reason is that if you have a zigzag in Y, A, B, C, your wave C is very short compared to A. So you can see we did actually not even hit the 0.618. We just missed out on hitting the 0.618 trend-based fib extension taken from the start to the low of A to the low of B. And a 0.618 is a rare target already for a wave C, and you didn't even hit it. It's very uncommon, no? It's very rare. Your common target for C is the 1 to the 1.236, which is lower. Now, second, if this is the low of your C and therefore your wave Y, right, you want to see an impulsive move to the upside, no? If this is a three-wave structure, double zigzag, WXY, then what you want to count is an impulse up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking for the high at 66K. But that then also means that we need to count a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Common target for 2 is not the 886. Right? And locally, as explained at the beginning, price hit the 886. And the 886 is very rare for a wave 2. You can see it here on the chart. Let me zoom in. We actually hit it twice, so 2 weeks. So the 886 is hit, very rare for a wave 2 to hit an 886. Based on probabilities, only the 886, even if you don't know anything about Elliott waves, you're in a downtrend, you keep pulling 886s from lows to highs, and the moment an 886 is touched, the probabilities are higher to take the low. That's also with an Elliott wave background, but you don't necessarily have to know why that is. That's just what it is. And if you deep dive into the Elliott wave theory, you will quite quickly figure out why. But it's rare for a wave 2, common for B or X. That's basically what you're going to find. And therefore, any move up is very likely to be corrective, not impulsive, increasing probabilities to take these lows here at a later stage. But that then also decreases probabilities for a finished structure at the low and an impulse to the upside. So therefore the probabilities are higher for price to still take out the low, which explains the title and the thumbnail of the video. And to the downside, we do have two main areas of support I keep an eye on. So we have the point of control here, 59.5, volume profile since 49K to where we are now. Let me toggle on everything here. Oh yeah, we hit this daily naked point of control like 3 times already. I just leave it on because so far we're still hovering around it. But you can see the point of control. And then we have a monthly, but it's very solo this month. It doesn't really have too much around it. And then a daily, and then we have my box. So the box that I have is a monthly naked point of control, which is in the month of September. Most of the volume in September was traded at 57.9. So that's why it's a level of interest. And I prefer volume over time frame horizontal. So that's why I have the monthly naked point of control here marked in the box, then a daily, and then a daily naked point of control. And if you take a Fibonacci from the low at 52 here to the high, and you toggle on all of the fibs, now let me turn this off, then you can also see that the golden pocket is in that same area. And the golden pocket is always interesting. So that's why I have it on the chart. The point of control perfectly aligned with the 0.5. So that's why the point of control and this area is like the two main areas that I keep an eye on. So 59.5K and after that 57.9 to 56.9 basically. Those are the two main areas. Also, by the way, the value area low with the 786. Funny. So yeah, that is what I'm looking for. This is the probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view, local price action, and yeah. Now, at the beginning of the stream, people indeed correctly identified you do have bullish CVDs here. Higher low on price, lower low on the CVDs, right? Twice, as you can see, 2 green lines here. Now, the only reason why I personally am not yet interested is because we have the 886 touch. And the 886 touch avoids me being part of the bullish CVDs, but this is part of my personal trading style and personal plan. I do not like to see an 886 and then bullish CVDs after an 886 because of the probabilities of the 886 taking the low. So even if the bullish CVDs play out, right, perfectly fine. Price can take out this high, can take out this high. But if we continue up, I'll be part of the move up at a later stage. You know, better safe than sorry in my case. So yeah, we have bullish CVDs, higher low on price, low CVD. Target of this local CVD here is the high at 61, and the biggest CVD is here at 61.4. So and then I think on the 5-minute we have a bit of both here, bit of both. So yeah, there is a bit of CVD, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Finally, I was gonna have a look at this structure here. Quick peek if we can make this a 5-waver, the yes or the no. Up. Yeah, so there is the potential at least of a diagonal. It's a bit small, not gonna lie. Like wave 4 is almost like non-existent. Pretty much hit the 382, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of really going, like I do like the 15, and there is the potential here of a 5-wave and then a 3-wave correction, right? At the moment, oh, by the way, that's more interesting to look at actually, because we have quite a clear 3-wave structure down. Missed out on the 886 here. But if we do this and then this and then this and then 618, yeah, okay, it invalidated a wave 4. So locally here on the 15-minute, we got to move down, and you can see it's quite clearly a 3-wave structure. And if we want to count an impulse down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your wave 4 retraced too high, hitting the 0.618, taken from the high to the low, which invalidates wave 4. So it increases the probabilities that this move down is a 3-waver, which in turn increases the probabilities for price to, at a bare minimum, continue ranging, if not, move up and take out that high. So that is your stuff on the 15, purely based on this here. So you do have the bullish CVDs, of course, which might come in handy, but yeah, this is you know, the three wavy move to the downside. But it doesn't change the probabilities on the 1 hour. So yeah. And the 15, yeah, I'm not a big fan of counting this as a 5 per se, and then an 886 touch here. So yeah. Elliott wave probability is higher to take out the low, and that's basically the only probabilities at the moment that I want to focus on. And then yeah, that's that really. Let me toggle on the volume profile. There we go. So we at least know where it is. Yep. And then that's that. Ooh, I actually forgot when we started the analysis. When did we start the... So now it's time for chat and Q&A, so if you have questions, right? But when did we start the analysis? Quickly got to check the times here. Timestamps. Oh, the timestamps are on. I started somewhere here. Yeah, like 2:44, which is like 21 minutes ago, which in stream time was about 14 minutes. So let's say I started at 15, just to be sure. So I think 15 might be in the middle of some analysis, but okay. Cool. So let's have a look now. Quick scroll up, see what was going on here. We were Mr. Friends. Oh, here. Ad block anyway. I mean, I use it as well, but of course, still, it does make a difference potentially for YouTube, but I don't know. YouTube will not cut your reach if they are profiting with the ads. I think the reach will be even better. Yeah, but if that's the case, then they are cutting it. If you know what I mean, like if you do have ads and they reach more people, then of course, if you do not have it and you still reach people, then yes, but numbers. But I care about viewer experience. I always used to have ads. It's just very shortly I don't, and see what it does there. But thanks, Christian, and welcome as well. Ace, I've seen it do some and then shoot back up to the sky. It's all probabilities, but I think. I'm not sure if someone would be interested, but go through all of the content on the channel. It's only 1.7k videos, and then look for all the 886s that were mentioned, and calculate the probabilities of just moving away from it and never come back, if you know what I mean. So I know one 886 was earlier in this range, earlier this year, where we had a wave A, quite a nice wave A, then a wave B that hit the 886, wave C moved up, took the high of A, hit resistance, and then we moved down after. Still plays out, and it's still 886 probabilities. Thanks, Dutch. I'm not involved with news. It's always interesting. I mean, just look at my thumbnails. Probabilities were already higher at the end of last week. That we were going to see a move to the downside. We were prepared, and the news comes after, and then people are like, oh, they're shooting rockets, so price goes down. And I'm like, What's up, Pistachio? How you doing? Although Crypto, good morning. Rupak, heb het gehoord dat we de eerste laatste tikken rond 62600 en dan dumpen richting 53. 53 would be quite low. If we would look for 53, then preferably you go higher than 62.6, honestly. Or you first move down lower, then up, hit 62.6, for example, and then get your wave B or C. So so impulse down, correction, impulse down. Would be a bit early at the moment. As the retracement from 66 to where we are now, 60K, if price moves back up, you take a Fibonacci from 66 to the low. This is not a sufficient retracement of the whole move down, really. Pleasure, Ace. Pleasure. And Rupak, by the way, welcome. Good to have you here as well. Mr. 420, I always feel like I'm in school or college. You're a master of wave analysis. Yeah, thanks, Mr. 420. I never had the interest to be a teacher at a school, but I guess I naturally gravitated to helping people. So as a speaker, global keynote speaker, of course, I inform the audience. And previously with my company in the past, I helped parents with gaming children. And now here we are on YouTube, helping people with Elliott waves. How to get the 886? Just pull a Fibonacci, right? From the low to the high. Always from left to right on the chart. But in this case, I took it from the low to the high, right? And in an uptrend, you take it from the high to the low. But just for the sake of the example, if you don't have an 886, just change the number, right? You have the boxes here, on and off. Just change this number to 0.886. And then there it is. Heaps of people expect October. Oh yeah, I've seen that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't follow the those traditions. Rectember, I believe it was, and then October. But if people can calculate the probabilities of the previous like 13 years, 14 years of the individual months, and then see like, okay, in so many percent of the cases, September is bullish and November is bearish. I mean, we can even do that on a stream and be done relatively quickly. It shouldn't take a lot of time actually to get, for example, like, okay, well, I'm curious now. So I got my alarm set at the low here. Let me go to the index chart. Let's check what October has done in the past, and just have a feeling for probabilities. So 1 second here. I mean, the first month it launched in October, so I guess we count it. Okay, so that's 1. That's 2. December, June, October. Let's see. Of course, the bull markets, right? Bull markets are longer than the bear markets. So I guess October here. So naturally, you might expect October to be bullish. So when you collect data about anything, right? This is a very easy example, but this is basically how it goes. You wanna, oh, that was wrong. You wanna track something, right? You wanna know, like, okay, like, is October actually valid, right? Does it make any sense? And instead of following the herd, you're gonna go to the chart and actually test it for yourself with some data. And this is how you're going to get the data. So then we're going to do this one. And then and then that one. And now, of course, here we are. Okay. And then zoom out a little. Where's my brush? Here's my brush. Okay, so up, down. Okay, so up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, up. Okay, so we have 10, 11, calculator. Okay, so we have a total of 11 plus 4 is 15 Octobers. And then 11 divided by 15 times 100 is in 73% of the Octobers. You ended bullish. So that then creates the basic assumption. So, okay, most of the Octobers, 73% of the cases, October is closing higher than it started. Right? Now, if you want to go in more detail, what's of course interesting now is to... how do I do it? Okay. But I need my this. So now... 1 second, I need to add something to my tools here. There we go. Just let me quickly favorite this. Because now the question is, okay, but if October is closing bullish all the time, how much in percent? This is, of course, the launch of Bitcoin. So the question is, like, do you count the launch of Bitcoin? Yes or no? But what you do now is basically the same. Wait, no, I only want to do the bullish ones. So so if we do go up, then what's the average percentage of it moving to the upside? So many people, so when I talk about creating a plan or a strategy, I talk about this quite a lot on live streams. I always talk about collecting data, right? Collecting statistics. And this is a very simple example of how that looks like. This of course doesn't take a lot of time. Let me double check here. Up, down, up, 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 down, up. Just to make sure I got them all. And this month is unknown. But this was, of course, a very basic example. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is get my calculator out. And then I'm not going to go behind the comma here, because that's, I don't think, of any use. 112, 42. Oh. What's that? 18. 55, 44. Okay, equals 697 divided by 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which is an average of 63%. Oh, we took the low now. Yep, there we go. So an average of 63%, right? Now that sounds like a lot. So now we can minimize our so now that is from the start of Bitcoin to the end, right? So an average of 63% gain in October. But as you can see as well, based on the chart is like flattening, right? It becomes a lot more difficult to go up by 63% where we are now compared to where we were back in the day. So what you can do next is only look at the Octobers after, let's say, 2015. So let's see, what do we get after the low here in 2015? So 42 plus 18 plus 55 plus 44, right? Plus 35 plus 54 plus 16 plus 32. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That is an average of 37% gain in October, right? So from 2015 to now, your gain is 37%, not 63. So you can see how big the influence is of the first few years of Bitcoin on the statistics, right? And then if you only look at the latest bull market, right? Then we have 44, 35, 54, 16, 32. Yeah. Divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 36. Okay, so that's pretty equal. So now we have like an equilibrium of, okay, October on average is around 37% to the upside, even in the past 5 years, from 19 to where we are today. Now, because now you know that on average it would be 37% up, right? However, in 73% of the cases, you have a move to the upside in October. And out of these 73%, the average gain is 37%. So now if you go into some more calculations, then you can calculate these two together, right? And then you, including maybe you want to even include the losses, but then you can get a average percentage based on probability per month for your October. And you might want to use that in your trading. Like the moment October hits, you're like, well, based on my data and my statistics, October average finishes 37% above the starting point, right? And then you can do some more calculations, of course, with how often, like 73%. And in 73% of the cases, or actually, of course, these numbers are less. So maybe we take this. Oh, wait. I did make a little mistake because, of course, this is done on the whole bull market. So actually, from 2015, you just got to, of course, recheck how many ups do we have here and how many downs. But you can do that yourself, right? You get the point. And then the data of 37% that we got from the low in 2015 should be matched to how many bullish Octobers and how many bearish Octobers do we have. You combine the data and then you get to an outcome. And based on the outcome, you can be like, okay, in October we get XYZ, you know, in I don't know, based on this here, how much times do we go up or down? I haven't calculated it, but let's say that is, again, 60%, 70%. Then, okay, October starts in 70% of the cases, price moves up. And if it does, then the average gain is going to be this. In this percent of the cases, price actually goes down and the average move to the downside is this. So now you get yourself a bit of a risk to reward ratio, and you can like identify your risk of like, well, you know, I'm expecting a move up based on my statistics. And if we do move up, then on average is 37. Now, let's be sensible here and have a target of maybe 20% or 25%, sensible, quote unquote, 20% sensible. And then, okay, well, on average, we didn't calculate the move down, but hey, on average, a move down in October is X percent. We don't know like how much that is, 20%, 25%, maybe more, maybe less. But then you can get an idea of, well, if price goes down by, 10%, might be a bit difficult, right? So if you have a 10% stop loss and your target is 20%, you have a 1 to 2, no? But you can like very simply create a trading plan based on your statistics of the individual month. And you can see it's more complex than just, it's October, right? You want to collect data. And you can even go in more detail. And now I keep thinking of how you can create a trading plan based on the data that you get only by tracking the months and then the percentage up or down per month, or up in total, like average you're down and average you're up. And yeah, you can build a whole plan around it. So when I talk about, hey, if you want to be a consistently profitable trader, and I don't care if you're an investor, if you are a swing trader, if you're a day trader, if you're a scalper, right? You need a plan, preferably based on data and statistics. And I always talk about the 6 steps to build a plan or a strategy, right? Step 1, try as many free tools as you can, which can be what I just did, right? Just using price action, using the chart, but you can also use other tools. Step 2, pick your favorites, build statistics like I just did. I built statistics about the Octobers, right? And the price action in October. So I had 2 different statistics that I was tracking. Does October go up or down? And if so, by how much, right? You track your statistics. Then step 3 is you combine your favorite tools. And now you're starting to build a strategy and build some data on the combination. Step 4 is tweaking, adjusting, maybe add another tool like, okay, we have every October, this is the percentage move, and maybe now I want to add something to this mix, right? And see what it does to the data. And then step 5 is you trade it, right? And then step 5 is trading with a low portfolio size, so you can get used to bigger losses, not bigger wins. And then step 6 is increasing your portfolio size slowly to get used to bigger losses. And this is how you create a trading plan based on data. So maybe for some people, I literally did 50 to 70% of your work. If you are one of the people that is like, yo, October, yo, right? There you go. Like that's basically how you do it, right? And then you just create a plan around it. make sure you have some good risk management as well, right? Calculate the RR, and there you go. And then you just follow the plan. You just execute. Oh, 1st of October, boom, long. You know your stop loss. You know you take profit based on data, based on statistics. You know, and then maybe it's a win, maybe it's a loss. Who knows? You don't know, right? Can be a loss, can be a win. But that's up to the chart. So, you know, and in 73% of the cases, you would have been profitable since the start of Bitcoin. So, okay, it was actually a fun little thing. Hopefully, some people learned something about it. So we were here. Okay. Trevor, in a downtrend, pull it from the low to the high, and in an uptrend, use it from the high to the low, right? Because the danger is if price would move up and touch the 886 here, taken from the high to, wait, no, forget about the fact we took the low. If you take a fib from the high to the low and price touches the 886 here, it doesn't mean anything because this can be a WXY, hit the 886 and then just tank. So it's unreliable. In a downtrend, you want to take it from the low to the high, and only when you at least have a three-wave structure, you can start taking it from a low to, or from a high to a low. In short. So we have a bit of action. Probabilities played out because, well, price took the low. It's a wick though. It's not really great for a wave 5. Can we have an expanded flat from the top? So now completing 5 down for C. Yes, that's a possibility, but then this move so far would be a wave 1 of C. It's not really long enough to move below 52K if that's what you're looking for. It's too slow. It's too slow. Where's our low volume wave 5? I know, right? Do you create a target bar for the point of control and 05 fib? They are close to each other. I'll just keep an eye on the 4 hour on the point of control. I just know where it is. I also have an alarm here. So I have an alarm just above the point of control, just to check like if anything happens. Cheers, Ace. Okay. At what point invalid? And you will not expect if you hit the 1.618 extension, because that is a common target for 3. So that's when you might want to look for further upside. Liquidity analyst. Interesting. And I think we'll go down a little more. At least we swiped the low, so probabilities played out. Always nice to see, especially during live streams. Nirmal, welcome. CVD absorption and divergence are the same. Yes. Cheers, Bledu. Yo, Pistachio, welcome, man. I mean, look, you've been really, really good, like focused on your own trading, which is exactly what we like to see, no? But welcome. Nice for you to pop in. So Pistachio, one of the longest members of the channel, very active in gold himself, and a great Elliott wave analyst as well. If Bitcoin will turn from FIB 05 at Fina and move above all-time high, can we tell that the 6th September was the end of wave 4? 6th of September, is that the triangle scenario? No, that's 16. This is the 6th. No, I would not identify this as the end of a 4, this low here. I would either identify this or this as the end of a 4, but not this one. That's not in none of my scenarios is this low the end of wave 4. Possibly. You already have teaching skills. Thanks for 20. In your bear scenario, is it possible to have your green W where you have blue A and green X? Oh, wait. You mean here W, X, and then Y. Well, the problem here is that your W is now a 5-wave structure, not a 3-waver. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave W can only be a zigzag or a flat. A zigzag is a 3. So if we do A, B, C, it's a 3. But now you have another 2 waves, which therefore makes it difficult to count this whole move as a W. Yo, what's up, Rodney? How you doing, man? Good to have you here. Gabriel, what's up? 10 of the 13 are green. Oh, there's a website about this? Oh, interesting. I still recommend to do your own statistics. You know, it's most trustworthy, but you can use maybe AI or websites to help you, especially if you track like local stuff and you want to track like VWeb touches over the past like 6 months. I mean, you know, like, I mean, I can't deny, back in the day, I just did it myself. I didn't use AI or that sort of stuff. I just used my Excel sheet, and for months I was just grinding data. But I don't know what's possible now with AI and stuff. Okay, beer a bit. Okay. Don't steal my bread. Nice. I'll check it out later. Search in Google. Okay. Okay, I see Gabriel beer a bit. When you count 1 2s and 4 5s, does the last 1 2 waves and the first 4 5 waves are part of the wave 3? Yes. Correct, Andre. So if you have a multi 1 2, right? So 1 2 1 2 1 2, for example, then you get your big 3 eventually, no? And then you get 4 5 4 5 4 5. And this 1 2 is part of this 4 5, right? So this is a wave 3 of the lowest degree. Right? But this is also a wave 2 of a higher degree. So this is another 3. And this is another 3, if you know what I mean. This wave 2 is matching this wave 3. This wave 2 is that wave 3. And then finally, this 2 is that 3. So that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these sub-degree impulses are part of the bigger 3. Yeah, we were shortly at least. Coin glass. Yeah, I'm familiar with coin glass. Yeah, I don't use it myself, but I like to do it myself there. Betting at the horse track is better than betting on October and this kind of magic. Yeah, for me it's all data, but I don't use October and Rectember and like all those type of things. Okay. I see. I see, yeah. And then, of course, because the market in the beginning moved up a lot more in percentage, you might want to correct for the percentages by either doing log calculations or start tracking from like, what did we do, like 2017 or 18 or, you know, something like that. Monthly returns. Oh, I guess this is why it was Rectember. Yo, Rectember my ass, yo. Nope. And now we're in October. Ah, yeah, we'll see. Interesting. I do enjoy data. I know. Okay, interesting, Dao. Interesting. Yeah, I'm familiar with his YouTube channel. He looks like a great guy. Would be great to meet him sometime at some events. I do like the analytical side of trading. Yeah. I was thinking we could be in wave 4 still, and this low was B of an ABC flat. Yeah, I agree. I'm also not a big fan of having 5s that are wicks. Oops. What's the volume like? At least the volume is going down as price goes down. Yeah, having a 5 as a wick is never, it's never ideal. It's still too short for a C as well. Even here, at least you now hit the 618, but that's still a rare target. So we have now tested the point of control here 1, 2, 3, 4 times. And the volume profile point of control of 49K to where we are now is just below us. Like, we're so close. Like, yo, what are the chances of it not hitting? I don't have data about this, by the way. But we're so close. Yo, Tim, how you doing, man? Welcome. Thanks. 45K, then balls would shake for investors. What do you expect now that the low has been taken for the downside? Welcome, Muddy. Yeah, so we took the low. Of course, there's the potential of then finishing an impulse, but 1 second here, let me do a little bit of stuff. Like, the thing is, so from an Elliott wave point of view, if this is an impulse down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can see that 4 is very short compared to 2. Most commonly 4 is longer. And so far we only have a wick, and wicks as wave 5s are not preferred. What you like to see is a wave 5 closing some candles at minimum, like above a 3. Of course, it happens that you get wicks, but it's just less common. So, and also, like, we tested the naked point of control 4 times now, just hovering about this point of control since 49K. I mean, like I think Carl said as well, is you wick the low. There's the potential, of course, for a flat in 4. Right, so then you have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flat in 4, 5. As long as you don't hit 62.6. So, yeah, because that's your invalidation for a wave 4. So that stays the same. But if you do hit 62.6K, because you do have lower low now, right? There is the potential of a finished impulse. So you got to be aware of, like, the most bullish scenario now is a finished impulse. 5 is in and you get the retracement. It's just that the 5 is a wick. 4 here would be, blue 4 would be quite a lot shorter compared to blue 2, while normally, based on probabilities, wave 4s are longer than wave 2s. So it just doesn't, the probabilities don't yet add up. Like, wave 5 is finished. So in that case, the answer would still be the same. But now that the probabilities played out and price took this low here, which is what we were looking for, it's now interesting to observe the reaction. But at the moment, the probabilities would still be, I like that point of control touched, maybe even lower, blue box. Has the wick touched the 618 minimum target for wave C? Yes, the 618 is touched for a minimum target for a wave C. It's still rare, so it will not have the highest probabilities, but at least it has potential. 59,600. 59, yeah, so that would be the point of control, 59,600. 2830K coming. Big liquidation on November. Next month. Yeah, maybe. We'll see, no? We'll see where price is by the end of the month, and then we'll take it from there. We will have a lot more clarity at the end of this month for November, right? At the moment, it's still a little early to talk about November. And that's mainly because this move to the downside here, if this turns into an impulse, which it can very well be, then you would expect a 3-wave up and then another leg down. So we are currently 3rd of October. Depending on how long that then takes, you might indeed get your C during November, for example. At the end of the month, we will make stats on the stats we made on that stream. Yeah. Exactly, Ben. We gotta track the statistics. But that's how it works. Like if you want to build a plan, track data, you don't have to use difficult tools. Right? Like generally having a simple plan is better than having a complex plan. It depends on your style as well, but only wave 1. Yes, in a very bearish scenario, that would be correct, Gabriel. 0.5 VIP from the move up since 6 at the same price point as the point of control. Yes, correct. Keep it simple, man. Yeah, like, so back in the day, I was tracking many tools. My chart was a mess, but I tracked like everything. And eventually it's about minimizing. So, else you get analysis paralysis because there's so much stuff happening. And I eventually ended up with some of my favorite tools, but people, of course, use very different tools, everyone for themselves. But I really try to make it as simple as I can for myself. Yeah. And I agree, like my plan is actually quite simple, at least for me. But that's of course because I already use it for a while. But yeah, it's simplistic. It also makes it easier to identify when there is a setup and when there is no setup. Because if you have a very complex plan, it might also lead to more doubt. No? Alt season. The volume, please. Since the wick is getting filled. I mean, price moving down on decreasing volume. It's something you would like to see in wave 4, wave 5 price action, no? But yeah, it's now that price took the low, you gotta you gotta wait again. So just wait for more information. See what forms after this low, if anything. 5 minutes. High amount of volume in the low at the moment. Also, of course, because it wicks these lows. But yeah, there's definitely the potential of flats. So all you know now is we got a 3-waver here because price took out the low. And there's absolutely the possibility of 3 to get a flat in a 335. But then you still expect this is then a B. And then you get a C, take the highs, and then move down, and then you label this as another 4, and then you still get a 5 down. What is Friday? That's tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Would be interesting, no? To like create a low during the news on Friday, or on Friday, and then the weekend is most commonly a range. So how about creating or getting very low, very close to a low on Friday. And then during the weekend, so if you can make a low, then during the weekend you can grind. Maybe you make the low during the weekend, who knows? But then you grind in like 1-2s, diagonals, and all that rubbish that happens during the weekend, or a couple of 1-2s. And then next week you start to then get the retracement to the upside. Wouldn't be too bad to go into the weekend with prices still being relatively low and then move up next week. Yeah. At best for short traders. You're starting to get a South African accent. Uh-oh. It's very easy to identify someone from South Africa. I mean, so I go to South Africa again the 11th of October. I still have to inform everyone, but I've spoken about it previously. But yeah, we go for a family visit, 2 birthdays. So some more South African English coming up. My question on expanded flat from the top of 23rd of September. Can you please check daily data? From the top, but there's no flat. Yeah, I know. But I already answered the question. I don't actually need the chart. Oh, you talk. Oh, here. This being an ABC, your B hit the 1.618 and even closed hourly candles above the 1.618 Fibonacci, taken from the start to the end or the high to the low of this range here, which decreases probabilities for this to be a wave C to the downside in an ABC. Because the 1.618 is a very rare target for a wave B. So if you take a fib and you just take any high to the low, doesn't really matter, then you can see that price hit the 1.618, which is very rare for a B in a flat. So therefore the probabilities are not great for this to be a wave B. Welcome, MDS. 63.7. But you always take a 0.618 from a wave 2 to the end of a 3, not from the high. And I think that's what happened, because if you take it from this being a wave 2 to, let's say, the low here, and you toggle on the 618, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, wait. We're talking about the higher degree wave. Wait, what's the question? Higher degree wave 4. Is the invalidation for wave 4 for the lower degree? If wave 5 is in for the lower degree, isn't the fib for wave 4? Yes, that's absolutely correct. Sorry, I misunderstood. That is correct. That is correct. Yes. Now, of course, in that case, we then would have to identify this move down as a wave 5 of a lower degree, right? So then in the scenario, if your 5 and 3 is in, then you are absolutely correct, 100%. You take it from the high to then this low, which is 63.6. That then becomes your invalidation for your higher degree wave 4, which might be an interesting thing to do now that there is the potential, at least, of this low to be the low of a lower degree 5 in that case, and then you start a bigger 4. So yes, absolutely correct, Jason. Is the one I was referring to beat touch? Prefer the one? Yeah, you prefer the 1.236 to the 1.38. I mean, Ben, if you go to the gold, so in gold we have the playlist channel, right? In there is a channel called Coin Coverage, and that's where I analyze charts from 0 to a full plan. I think that answers the question. Because I talk about my thinking when I go through that as well. It's the same, or it's quite similar to the, nowadays at least, the Sunday altcoin streams, but of course most of the charts are not empty anymore, where I go through a chart and I explain the whys. But yeah, Ben, check it out. Play the section in gold and let me know if that's what you're looking for. What do you think of completed 3 waves and now 4th is unfolding in ABC, resistance 64, of completed 3? Yeah, so you still have 1, 2, and then 3. You look for a bigger 4 here and then a 5 down. Yes, possible. It's one of the options. A descending triangle is not what I'm looking for at the moment. Oh wait, you're talking about an ending diagonal, descending triangle. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you need a 5. But then in an ending diagonal, all of the waves in an ending diagonal, so all of the waves inside an ending diagonal have to be 3-wave structures. So you need a 3 zigzag family structure, 3 zigzag family structure, and a 3. And then this would only be a lower degree 3. You then still look for 4 and another 5 down. So yeah, probability is still there to take out the low. But yeah, descending triangles, I call it like ending diagonal. Diagonal would be a more familiar term for these type of structures. Yo, maybe a band-aid. How you doing? How you doing? What if 73800 was the top this bull run? Can it happen? I do have a scenario in my folders where that is the high and you go into a bear market. The problem for the bears though is that you have a expanding diagonal on the daily, which is incredibly rare. By itself, an expanding diagonal is already a very rare structure, let alone on a daily time frame. Where do I have it? Oh, here. This is basically what Gabriel was talking about earlier in chat. So you have your 5-wave and or leading expanding diagonal, which is incredibly rare, and then a 3-wave structure up. Wait, why did it not? Oh, it's because of my Ctrl-Z not working, or it's working. But let me just wait. Let me refresh the chart here. Sometimes, I don't know why it is with TradingView, but it messes up my Ctrl-Z. I mean, it works, but instead of Ctrl-Z-ing, like going back my previous move, it goes back to some random thing I've done a longer while ago. So what did I do here? What did I do? So I had the one. Now, of course, I kind of forgot 1.236. Okay. .618. Damn, man. Now, like, because of trading, I forgot what I did with my pool here. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Just the white box is the target. I'll figure that out later. The white box was your target area, but this is your most bearish scenario. And again, it doesn't have the highest probabilities. As a bare minimum, you need an impulse down here. You can't have a 3-wave structure. If this turns out a 3-waver, you're going to take this high again. And currently we also made the high before the 382 fib time, I think. Yeah. So also lowers the probabilities. But yeah, I do have it in my folder. Yeah. Me sounds to be South African. He talks to me Jamaican style. Yeah, I mean, if you're in that environment a lot, then you might automatically get into that way of speaking. Yo, what's up, Jeroen? How you doing? Okay, it's almost 4 p.m., which means almost the news kicking in. A few minutes after 4, though, I will continue with the day. Still some other stuff on the plan. So let's see if we get any movement before, but at least the probabilities played out that we had. So that is nice to see. Low got taken. If this is an impulse to the downside, where can wave 1 finish? If we're currently working on 4.5s, keep an eye on the point of control at 59.5 and on the box, the support here, it's 57K-ish. So if we're like, this is definitely at the moment 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. This is very sideways price action, of course. So interesting to think about 4.5s now, which means that you're gonna start looking for supports to the downside to be hit, and then a return. Yeah. So 3 minutes left. Let's see if the chart is giving us something that we will be able to work with, yes or no. I want this point of control in my chart. There we go. By the way, the point of control is in the middle of a wave B expanding flat pocket. Nice. AJ, truncation is very rare, but is there any slightest chance of having a truncated 5 on the daily on July impulse? I know which one you mean. I have seen counts where people have the truncation, even though the corrective move afterwards is still similar to what we're looking for. But I mean, a truncation always has the slightest chance. So that's the answer. You basically give an answer to your own question here, no? Probabilities are never zero. And you can, on at least some charts, count a 5-wave move there. From 56, was it, to 70. So yes, it is possible. It is rare, right? It is rare, especially on higher time frames. So that is why so far I have not counted a truncation in there or shown it on video, because as long as other structures still have the possibility of working, I prefer to avoid truncations because it is so rare. Yeah. Oh damn! I forgot to pin my comment about when the Elliott wave analysis started. We've been talking about all sorts of stuff, and then people that came into the live stream be like, yo, when is this guy actually talking about the analysis? There you go. Okay, there we go. Reversal in 2 minutes. Yeah, it's very, very young. You know, after a low is made over here now, right? You give it some time again. The probabilities have now played out. We were looking for price to take the low. Low is taken. Check. And we observe. But even with price taking out this low, the probabilities would still be on the side to now take this low. still. And that is due to, if this is a finish 4 and this is a 5, your 5 is a wick of 3, which is never preferred, really. And your blue 4 is very short in time compared to your blue 2, while most commonly 4 is longer in time compared to blue 2. So preferably if you do get a blue 4, it's extended in time. So then all of the price action, right, is still wave 4, and then you go down after. All probabilities. And in the arguably bearish scenario, you still look for a deeper C. If this is A, this is the highest point of a B, you still want to see C going a lot lower. Let's see where we are. This is your common C target, by the way, which obviously we didn't get close to. The 0.618 is a rare target for C, which is what you hit. It's rare for a reason, though. So, yeah. And besides, if this is the end of your B, and all of this is C, you only have a 1, 2, 3 wave structure, and you still need a 4 and a 5. And if you would end wave B here, then you need to pull it from the trend-based extension, start A, end B, and then your C didn't hit the 618, so it didn't even hit a target. So, yeah. Oop. Now, of course, you did, so like in your most bullish scenario, of course, you want to finish something. But this doesn't, this bullish scenario doesn't look great. You would need to move B here instead of here, right? Preferably you just make another low. The probabilities are the same. Took the low, still higher to take the low. Even in, this is a bullish scenario, right? Like the only way to end the structure here nicely would be, even though 4 is then very short in time, an impulse would be your best fit. 3 wave up and then still down to take out the low. So, but preferably based on Elliott waves, you do not have a finished structure yet. You are yet to finish. We are hovering above the point of control, 49K volume profile to where we are now. Plus we have some additional support below the point of control as well. So that would be a lot more interesting, to be honest. Yeah. So 4 p.m, 3 past 4. See if anything happens, no? How can be an ABC but still, and then the real you can't with an ABC. Oh yes, yeah, but then on the daily, that's an ABC on the daily. So then you have an expanding diagonal wave A, B, and then you start a C. That could get you to 30 if you are very bearish. Gonna Premier League, I'm bullish on Arsenal. I don't watch soccer though, but good luck Arsenal. Yeah, I'm not sure what price action you have before your A, but my A would then be expanding diagonal A. What about a clean 1, 2, 3 and ending with a contracting diagonal? Possibility, but then you still expect another low. So in that case, you have a 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then ending diagonal 5, 4, 5. So the problem is with counting this as a 5, all of this, is your highest volume would be in your 5, which is very uncommon. It's much more common to have highest amount of volume in a wave 3. So preferably this is a 3, not a 5. Can you force a 5 here? Yes. A 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is a 5. But the problem is that you have the highest volume in your 5, which is very uncommon to happen. So it just affects the probabilities. Yes, that is possible for a flat call. Alabama beating Georgia. Till the this is a point of control, so this is not a naked point of control. This is a normal point of control. But yeah, you do like, you like to see price hit some solid support. We have been hovering on top of the daily naked point of control, tested it 4 times now. We still have this naked point of control here at 62.5. So if you're looking for the impulse, of course, interesting is of course also this. Right? And then we do what who mentioned this earlier, the 618 invalidation, common target. Yeah, so the daily naked point of control is part of the common target of a blue 4. Mm-hmm. And then you still look for a blue 5. And your invalidation is this 618. Oh. Let me color code this, or color match color, whatever. There we go. Nice. And then it's based on time, if we think about time and we have some news tomorrow, how interesting would it be if you continue for today and early tomorrow, and then by afternoon tomorrow, you take out this low again, right? So we've taken the low, take it again, hit the point of control, maybe some lower support, wick into it, and then start ranging weekend, ranging again here, and then get next week a bit of a bigger retracement. Interesting. Bit of a plan. Up. USD pairs rather than analyzing BTC pairs. Well, this is Bitcoin USD. So yeah, I don't analyze Bitcoin against other coins, for example, or yeah, it's just most common in the industry. Yeah. I also prefer USD over USDT because USDT can be a lot more wicky. It's more difficult to analyze the chart because of all the wicks. A black swan event like a war? No. Elliott Waves predicts the war. like this is the thing. I don't follow any news. And if you can go through my videos here, you can go through the thumbnails here. But we were looking for price to move to the downside. We had a resistance area here. I think I still have it. Yeah, there you go. We had it on the chart. We were prepared. We were looking for a move down. Price moves down, and then here people start. Ooh, there's a war. There's rockets flying again, right? And of course, I care about the people that are in a war, right? And I care about the stupid politicians going and doing all of that stuff, and the whole situation is of course yeah, war is never the answer. But anyway, by all means, we were looking for price to move down. And then price moves down, and then you see crypto Twitter be like, oh, price is moving down because rockets are being fired. And I'm like, yeah, good job. Yeah, we're already in positions. Yeah. So yeah, I don't follow the news at all. I know what's happening in the world, but I don't follow any news for my trading. I don't even know the names, Greg. I have no idea. The only thing I care about is people that should not have their lives lost, are losing lives because of like, yeah, war. So no. I already have an analysis on gold on my YouTube channel. If you go to the homepage, then you'll be able to find it. It's a full analysis from, I think, even a yearly down to a daily. Yeah, this is not, it's very uncommon to do this. It's only interesting if you trade both of these assets, but I only trade Bitcoin. So for me, this is not relevant here. Is the bullish diagonal scenario on the 1 day still relevant? Yes, we haven't invalidated. If there is a pullback up, will we have space down to complete wave 4 inside the diagonal? Depends on the move up, but at the moment we still have space, yes. So 60K is perfectly fine. You don't want to move below 54. So that is your max target, like invalidation. Yeah. Only 1 out of 3 like this. I don't know. We have 75 likes. We had over 1,000 views. Of course, people come and go. So you look at the live viewers, which is currently around 200. But in total, 1,000 people clicked and were part of the stream. Or if one person goes in and out, right, then that one person counts for 2 or 3. But so far, 1,060. Crypto bubble showing many coins started to pump after hourly candle closes. Check on gold. Well, the dominance is a bit of a unique chart because it's percentage. You can never go above 100% nor below 0%. So Bitcoin dominance, the way I count that is in a bull market, you look for 5 waves up on the dominance, and in a bear market, you look for 3 waves down, and then 5 waves up again, and then 3 waves down, and 5 waves up and 3 waves down. And you do that for eternity, basically. Black Swan. Highest volume in wave 5. I mean, a wave C. So if we talk about corrective structures, a wave 5, right? Inside a wave C, if you're looking for C, right? A wave 5 has a high probability in a C to have a higher amount of volume. But even the COVID low for me was not a black swan event. I mean, people give it names, and that's perfectly fine because everyone trades the way they want to trade. But where is it? Right, like, yeah, we got a nice sharp move down. Some people call it a black swan event, and I just call this a wave 2. So everyone has their own, I suppose, like way of looking at things, but I'm very technical. I don't look at news. I don't care about news. I don't care about Trump. I don't care about the US politics. I get everything from the chart. All my probabilities, all the price section, like, I mean, you can go back in time, but every time news follows. So far, I've not encountered once that news is leading in my analysis. Same here with, the war. We have a war, rockets are flying, price goes down, and then here we are already saying like, we're looking for price to start moving to the downside, and then we get down, and then, there's a war. Yeah, okay, that's very nice, but we are already in positions. So yeah, I don't know. I think news is always an interesting topic. I might be very counter to most people that think, Elon is tweeting, or who's that guy, that one guy that with his company buys hundreds of Bitcoin? Like, oh man, like, doesn't matter at all, unless you are a fundamental analyst, right? Then it might be something that you look at to use in your trading. But for me, being a technical analyst, not at all. Completely irrelevant. However, I do think you should respect every form of analysis. So if people are fundamental analysts, that is very good if you are profitable, if you trade based on it. Because if you read the book Market Wizards, I think it will humble many people saying like, oh, you can only trade like this, or only ICT, or only this, or only... That's not true. You can trade absolutely anything and be profitable. But that's the question. You can be a profitable trader using anything. The question is, are you profitable over the long term, right? So if you are a fundamental trader and you use the news, how do you use it? And do you have a system, right? A system to make it, like, to trade it. And if you have, and it's profitable, big props, right? I would be interested to learn about, like, how do you even trade news? But I am a purely technical trader. So for me, news is completely irrelevant to how I analyze the chart. Yeah. It doesn't do anything. And some people might be triggered because of that, and other people will love it, hate or love it. My analysis works, so I'm happy, and I just share what I, hopefully, like, I share what I do on YouTube, and if people find it interesting, they're happy to stick around, of course. And if not, then there's other people. Tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Yeah, that's interesting. That's going to be interesting. See if there's some more volatility. To see if we have something at mid-November. Not at the moment. I got to go as well. So a few minutes after 4, here we all are 17 minutes later. So do you think the local bottom is in? I don't trade the news. I trade price action. And at the moment, probabilities remain higher to take the low. I tried to get through it, but damn, man, like, I got relatively far, but I never finished it. I do have it here in the closet. So, yeah. But of course, Prechter, also with Elliott waves, like literally lesson 1 in Elliott waves, is about news and how news does not impact the markets, but psychology does. Yeah, it's super interesting. Just go to, I already answered you earlier, just go to my YouTube homepage, scroll down, click on the gold video. Everything you know or want to know is there. Do you use USD dominance? I don't. No. Oh yeah, Michael Saylor. Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah. Cheers, guy. Does your wife know you are in the closet? Does your wife know? Oh, did I say something weird in English? The book is in the closet. Did I say I am in the closet? I don't know. Oh. Yo, Greg, have a nice day, sir. Okay, everyone. Well, I guess that's gonna be it. So we've been online for almost 2 hours. Pretty good. You should sell the Black Swan quote on a t-shirt. I should sell like news t-shirts, like complete opposite of what I do. No, I mean, I don't even have a website yet. Oh, by the way, to anyone, this is an honest question. If you are either working for or personally a web designer, I need a website. And I am looking at companies online. I'm in touch with one in the Netherlands. But write me a DM. And if you have a portfolio, of course, preferred, then send your portfolio as well. Just send me a DM on Discord or whatever. But we're going to be working on a website, and it needs a couple of things in the back end. But of course, other platforms can be connected to the website, so that the website is like the front page. But then I need a function where people can also log in, and there needs to be a shop and just a couple of pages on the front page and whatever. So hey, if you make websites or you work for a company that does, hit me up. Hit me up, write me a message, and I'm happy to have a chat, because I need a website. I don't have one. 14K. Here we are. So that being said, thanks everyone for being here. Hopefully useful, fruitful. Probabilities played out during the stream. Spoke a little bit about the probabilities of the local low. Still higher to be taken, but yes, Andre Silva. The 4-5s have to equal the 1-2s. That is correct. So if you have 3 1-2s, you need 3 4-5s. So yeah, everyone, trade safe, right? And tomorrow afternoon, I will be live. There will be news at 2:30 p.m. Central European Time tomorrow on Friday. So I will be live at 2:30. And we're going to keep an eye on the chart together before the weekend hits. So tonight will be a normal update video. Yep. And tomorrow morning, of course, a normal update. And then tomorrow afternoon is a live stream again. So that's what's going to happen. Panagiotis. I know I'm not active on the chat, but I watch every day your lives and videos, and you are like a teacher for me. One day I want to be like you. Thank you for everything. Makes me smile, in case you haven't seen. Thanks, Panagiotis Topali. I appreciate your message. I'm happy to hear that it is useful, as Jeremy also says, fruitful, for example. Thanks, guys. Like, you know, like the stream, I really love the streams. I love the engagement, and also comments on YouTube videos, right? I'm sitting behind my laptop answering the comments. It makes my day. You know, it's I love the community stuff, and thanks. I appreciate it. Thank you, Panagiotis, and thanks for sending your first message as well. So hey, have a good one, and I'm gonna see you at the next one. Okay.